Welcome back to the Sports Breakdown, episode 12. You know, we like to keep things interesting here, and today we've got a story about Max Verstappen that's, well, it's gotten everyone talking.
It has.
But it's not about his driving this time.
That's right.
It's about what he's wearing.
Yeah, we're all used to seeing Verstappen, making headlines for his performance on the track.
Right.
But this is something a little different. It was just announced that he's going to be the global brand ambassador for AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. Now, some people might be thinking, wait a minute, wasn't AlphaTauri the name of that junior F1 team?
Exactly, yeah. It was Red Bull's junior team until just last year when it was rebranded as VCARB.
Right, VCARB, right.
But the name is making a comeback, just not on a race car.
Not a race car.
AlphaTauri is actually Red Bull's clothing brand.
Oh, their clothing brand.
And they've gotten Verstappen to be the face of it.
Wow.
Yeah, and the fan reaction to this has been really fascinating.
Yeah, bet.
You see, Verstappen is almost always seen wearing Red Bull racing gear.
Yeah, it's kind of like his signature look.
Exactly, yeah.
But in the AlphaTauri announcement, he's pictured wearing their casual clothing line.
Right, like their streetwear and stuff.
And fans are going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Fans are losing it. They're genuinely shocked to see him out of his racing suit.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw some comments online. People were like, that can't be him.
Right.
It's got to be a clone or something.
Yeah. It's really funny, but it just goes to show how closely associated he is with that Red Bull team image.
Absolutely.
But this partnership with AlphaTauri, it gives us a little glimpse into Verstappen's personal style.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
And it seems like a smart move for both of them.
Oh, definitely a win-win for both sides. I think.
For sure.
For Verstappen, I think it lets him connect with a wider audience.
Yeah.
You know, people who might not be diehard F1 fans.
Yeah.
But are into fashion, like he's a 4-time world champion.
Yeah.
He's at the top of his game. And that kind of credibility goes a long way when you're trying to sell clothes.
For sure. And then for AlphaTauri, having Verstappen on board instantly elevates their brand.
Yeah, they get instant cool points.
Totally. It gives them that connection to the excitement and glamour of Formula One. And it positions them as a brand that appeals to people who admire Verstappen's drive and success, both on and off the track.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Verstappen himself has said that he's a big fan of their clothes.
Yes, yeah.
He wears them all the time, so it's not like he's just doing this for a paycheck,
Yeah, no, it seems very genuine.
And AlphaTauri, they position themselves as this premium brand that blends style and functionality, which seems to fit perfectly with Verstappen's lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He's got to be comfortable traveling all over the world for races.
For sure.
But he also wants to look good when he's not in his racing suit.
Exactly.
I mean, who doesn't?
And you know what? It's really interesting because this partnership, it actually speaks to this growing influence of fashion and personal branding in Formula One.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
These drivers, they're becoming more than just athletes, They're style icons.
Right.
Influencers.
Trendsetters.
Totally. It's like we're seeing this whole new side of Max.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about the clothes either.
Right.
He actually dropped some hints about the upcoming 2025 season in this AlphaTauri announcement.
Oh, he did. He did. He mentioned looking forward to working with his new teammate, Liam Lawson.
Okay.
And hoping for a more, stable and consistent performance from Red Bull after a kind of challenging 2024 season.
Yeah, they had a tough year last year. Remember that 10-race winless streak?
Oh, man. I know. Unheard of for a team that's used to dominating the podium.
Yeah, it was rough.
Their car, the RB20, just wasn't as competitive as it had been in previous years.
Right.
And it really hurt Verstappen's championship hopes.
Absolutely. You could see the frustration.
Oh, yeah.
All season long.
So when he talks about wanting stability in 2025,
yeah,
I think what he's really saying is that he's hoping for a car that's consistently fast and reliable. So he can really push for that 5th world championship title.
Yeah, that's got to be the goal, right?
Absolutely.
5 world championships, that's legendary status.
It is.
So he's going to need Red Bull to step up their game.
For sure.
But it's not just going to be about Red Bull, is it?
No, not at all. The 2025 season, it's shaping up to be a real showdown.
Bring it on. I love a good showdown.
Me too. There's a lot of talk about the new regulations coming into play.
Right, we're talking about big changes.
Big changes.
Aerodynamics, engine limits, even the tires.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
And all of that can have a huge impact on a car's performance.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be fascinating to see which teams have really done their homework.
Totally.
And come out on top. And honestly, It wouldn't surprise me if these new regulations led to some unexpected winners and losers.
Oh, yeah, I think we could see some surprises for sure.
I love it when that happens.
Me too. Shakes things up.
Exactly. So, going back to Verstappen's desire for stability from Red Bull, it's even more important now because if they can nail these new regulations and deliver a car that's both fast and reliable, that's going to give them a huge advantage.
Oh, absolutely. A huge advantage.
In the championship fight.
But if they stumble, it could open the door for other teams to challenge his dominance.
And, speaking of challenges, we can't talk about the 2025 season without mentioning the McLaren duo.
Oh, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri.
Those guys were on fire last year.
They were.
And they're only going to get better with more experience.
Oh, for sure. They're definitely the ones to watch. Their teamwork is incredible.
Yeah, you can really see it on the track.
Yeah, they're constantly pushing each other to perform at their best.
And McLaren, as a team, they've really stepped up their game when it comes to car development.
They have.
So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. And then there's the big news.
Well, yeah.
Lewis Hamilton switching to Ferrari.
Wow, what a move.
Right. Partnering him with Charles Leclerc, that creates a powerhouse team.
Oh, for sure.
That could really give Verstappen a run for his money.
Do you think Verstappen is feeling the pressure yet?
Oh, I'm sure he is. Hamilton's a 7-time world champion. He knows how to win.
Yeah. He doesn't just forget how to do that.
Exactly. He's not going to let up just because he's in a new car.
This can be the most intense championship battle we've seen in years.
I think so, too. And it's not just about the individual drivers, The team dynamics are going to be fascinating as well.
Oh, yeah. How are Hamilton and Leclerc going to work together?
Right. Will they push each other to new heights, or will their egos clash?
Ooh, that's a good question. And how's Red Bull going to respond to the pressure from both McLaren and Ferrari?
Right. It's going to be a lot to handle.
Can they keep their cool and deliver a car that lets Verstappen fight back?
It's going to be interesting to see.
There's so many storylines to follow this season.
So many.
It's going to be incredible.
It is. And don't forget about, we were just talking about Liam Lawson.
Oh, Verstappen's new teammate.
Yeah, he's going from VCARB to Red Bull now. He's got to learn quickly.
Yeah, he's going to be under a microscope.
Totally. All eyes are going to be on him to see if he can help Red Bull stay competitive.
And let's not forget about AlphaTauri.
Oh, right.
Their comeback, in this new form, this Verstappen partnership.
Yeah.
It could really breathe new life into the brand. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them expanding their presence in Formula One, beyond just Verstappen's personal sponsorship.
Oh, I agree. Like maybe they become a sponsor for the Red Bull team itself.
Right. Or even another team on the grid.
Yeah. Or they could launch special edition collections inspired by Verstappen's designs or achievements,
Oh, I like that idea. I think they could really capitalize on this.
It's a smart strategy. Leverage the excitement and global reach of Formula One. Could be a game changer for AlphaTauri, especially with someone as influential as Verstappen at the helm.
It's amazing to think about how much Formula One has changed over the years.
It really has.
It's not just about speed and technology anymore. It's about fashion. Personal branding.
It's all connected now.
All these things are playing a bigger role than ever before.
You're absolutely right.
And we're seeing these drivers become global icons.
Yeah.
Using their platform to express themselves, to connect with fans in new ways.
And it's not just the fans who are paying attention. Brands like AlphaTauri,
right?
They see the potential of partnering with these drivers to reach new audiences and elevate their own image.
Right. And this Verstappen partnership is like a prime example of that.
It is.
I mean, he's not just lending his name to a product. He's genuinely into fashion. He seems excited to be involved with AlphaTauri.
It does seem like a good fit.
It does. It really does. And it makes you wonder, could this be the start of a trend?
Interesting question.
Will we see more drivers taking an active role in shaping their personal style?
Yeah.
And partnering with brands that align with their values?
It's definitely a possibility.
I think so, too. And it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
These drivers are young. They're successful.
They're cool.
They're cool. And they have a huge following on social media. They're the perfect ambassadors for brands that are trying to, tap into a younger, more style-conscious demographic.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah. So
the drivers get to explore their personal interests, build their brand. The brands get access to a new audience, gain some credibility. And the fans get a glimpse into the lives of their favorite drivers beyond the racetrack.
And let's not forget the impact this could have on the sport itself.
Oh, that's true.
As drivers become more fashion-forward and expressive, it could attract a whole new wave of fans, you know?
Totally. People who are drawn to the style and the glamour as much as the racing action.
Exactly.
That's an exciting thought.
It is.
This could really help Formula One evolve and stay relevant for years to come.
For sure. For sure.
So, as we all watch the 2025 season unfold, pay attention to not just the on-track battles, but also the off-track style.
Right, because you might be surprised by what you see.
Exactly. And you might even find yourself inspired to step up your own fashion game.
You never know. The 2025 season is shaping up to be a pivotal one, both on and off the track. We can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
That's it for this week's episode. Make sure you're following us to stay up to date on all the latest news and analysis from the world of Formula One.
We'll see you next week for another exciting episode of the Sports Breakdown.
See you then.
And, it's not just about Red Bull trying to get their act together.
Right.
This 2025 season, it's looking like it's going to be a serious battle for the championship.
Oh, yeah. This is what we like to see.
Right.
A real shakeup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes down to these new regulations they're bringing in.
Right. We're talking some pretty big changes.
Big changes.
To the cars.
Yeah, to aerodynamics.
Engine limits.
Even the tires.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
It can have a huge impact on how a car performs.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting to see which teams have really put in the work, and figured out how to make the most of these new rules.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw some unexpected winners and losers this year.
Oh, yeah, some real surprises.
That's what makes it exciting, though, right?
Exactly. It keeps things interesting.
Keeps everyone on their toes. So, we were just talking about Verstappen wanting that stability from Red Bull.
Right, right.
With these new regulations, it's even more important now.
Yeah, they've really got to get it right.
If they can deliver a car that's fast and reliable, that's going to give them a huge advantage.
A huge advantage in the championship fight.
But if they mess it up, that could open the door for other teams to come in and challenge them.
And speaking of challenges...
Oh, yeah.
We can't talk about the 2025 season without mentioning McLaren.
The McLaren duo, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri.
They were amazing last year.
They were on fire.
They were, and they're only going to get better with more experience under their belts.
Oh, absolutely.
They are definitely the ones to watch this year.
They are.
Their teamwork is incredible. They push each other to be better.
Yeah, they seem to have a really good dynamic.
They do, and McLaren as a team, they've really stepped up their game in terms of car development.
They have.
So they're a real threat.
A force to be reckoned with.
And then there's the big news.
Oh, yeah.
The big one.
Lewis Hamilton switching to Ferrari.
I mean, come on.
Right, partnering him with Charles Leclerc. That creates a powerhouse team.
A serious contender.
That could really give Verstappen a run for his money.
Do you think he's sweating a little bit?
I'm sure he is. Hamilton's a 7-time world champion.
Yeah, he knows how to win.
He's not going to just forget how to do that just because he's in a new car.
This could be the most intense championship battle we've seen in years.
I think so, too. And it's not just about the individual drivers either,
Right.
The team dynamics are going to be fascinating to watch.
Oh, for sure.
How are Hamilton and Leclerc to work together?
Right. Will they be able to push each other to be better? Or will their egos get in the way?
We'll see. And how will Red Bull respond to the pressure from McLaren and Ferrari?
Right. Talk about a tough spot.
Can they stay calm and deliver a car that allows Verstappen to fight back?
I guess we'll find out. It's going to be interesting to see how Liam Lawson performs as well.
Oh, yeah, Verstappen's new teammate.
Yeah, he's moving up from VCAR to Red Bull. Big shoes to fill.
Definitely.
He's got a lot to prove.
He does. He's going to be under a lot of pressure.
For sure.
All eyes are going to be on him to see if he can help Red Bull maintain their edge.
And let's not forget about AlphaTauri.
Right. AlphaTauri.
They're making a comeback in a new way.
With Verstappen as the face of the brand.
Exactly. This partnership could really give them a boost.
I think it already has.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see them expanding their presence in Formula One even more,
Yeah, like beyond just sponsoring Verstappen.
Right. Maybe they become a sponsor for the Red Bull team itself.
Or another team on the grid.
Or they could launch special edition collections inspired by Verstappen's designs or achievements,
Oh, I like that idea. That could be really cool.
It's a smart strategy. Leverage the excitement and a global reach of Formula One.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be huge for AlphaTauri, especially with Verstappen leading the charge.
It's kind of wild to think about how much Formula One has changed over the years.
It really has.
It's not just about the cars and the speed anymore.
Right. It's become so much more than that.
It's about fashion, personal branding.
It's all connected now.
Yeah, and we're seeing these drivers become global icons using their platform to express themselves and connect with fans in all these new ways.
And the thing is, it's not just the fans who are taking notice. Brands like AlphaTauri,
Yeah,
they see the potential here.
they do.
They see the potential of partnering with these drivers to reach a whole new audience and elevate their own image at the same time.
Yeah, that's smart.
It is. And this Verstappen partnership is a perfect example of that.
It is. It really is.
He's not just putting his name on something. He's genuinely into fashion.
Right.
He seems genuinely excited to be working with AlphaTauri.
He does.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, could this be the start of a trend?
Interesting question.
Will we see more drivers taking an active role in shaping their personal style and partnering with brands that align with their values?
It's definitely possible.
I think so too. And it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
These drivers are young, they're successful,
They're cool.
they're cool, and they have this huge following on social media.
Huge.
They're the perfect ambassadors for brands that are trying to tap into,
Yeah.
a younger, more style-conscious audience.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win for everyone, right?
It really is.
The drivers get to explore their personal interests, they build their brand,
Yeah.
the brands get access to a new audience, and they gain credibility. And the fans get a glimpse into the lives of their favorite drivers, beyond the racetrack.
Exactly.
It humanizes them a bit.
It does. And let's not forget about the impact this could have on the sport itself.
Well, that's a good point.
As drivers become more fashion-forward, more expressive, it could attract a whole new wave of fans.
Right, people who are drawn to the style, the glamour, as much as the racing itself.
Exactly.
That's an exciting thought.
It is. It really could change the face of Formula One.
It could, and make it even more popular than it already is.
Totally. So as we watch this 2025 season unfold, pay attention not just to what's happening on the track, but also what's happening off the track.
The fashion, the style.
Exactly. You might be surprised by what you see.
You might just find yourself inspired to step up your own fashion game.
You never know.
Well, that about wraps it up for this week's episode. Make sure you're following us to stay up to date on all the latest news and analysis from the world of Formula One.
We'll be back next week with another exciting episode of the Sports Breakdown.
See you then.